In the shadow of invasion and ruin, a man of vision and iron will emerge, not a general, not a king, but a pope. Pope Leo IV, once a quiet Roman monk, rose to become one of the most decisive figures of the 9th century, leading a broken city back to glory, fortifying the church's earthly bastion, and confronting one of medieval Europe's most feared enemies, the Saracens. Born around the year 790 in Rome, Leo was a native son of the Eternal City. From an early age, he joined the clergy and was educated at the monastery of St. Martin near the hallowed grounds of St. Peter's Basilica. His devotion to liturgical rigor and doctrinal purity marked him early as a man of deep religious conviction and administrative competence. As the 9th century dawned, the Carolingian Empire was fragmenting, and Rome, long the heart of Christendom, stood vulnerable to internal instability and external assault. The Saracen pirates, Muslim raiders from North Africa, were increasingly bold, pushing beyond Sicily into central Italy, and eyeing Rome itself. In 846, the unthinkable happened. The Saracens launched a surprise raid on Rome. Unable to breach the city's Aurelian walls, they turned to the Vatican, which lay outside the fortified perimeter. Peter's Basilica, one of Christianity's most sacred sites, was looted and desecrated. Though the invaders were eventually repelled, the damage was profound, not only physical but symbolic. The humiliation of that attack sent shockwaves through Christendom. When Pope Sergius II died the following year, the Roman clergy and laity turned swiftly and unanimously to Leo, then a cardinal priest, as the one man capable of guiding the Church through crisis. He was consecrated as Pope on April 10, 847, without waiting for imperial approval, a bold move that reflected both the urgency of the times and the gravity of his task. Leo IV's papacy, lasting from 847 to 855, would be defined by a singular focus: the physical and spiritual defense of Rome. His first, Leo IV's reign also witnessed renewed missionary activity and the defense of papal prerogatives across Europe. He addressed disputes in Ravenna, oversaw bishops in Gaul and Germany, and issued instructions for proper clerical conduct. His letters reveal a man who was not merely interested in ritual purity but in active governance, a pope deeply engaged with the daily operations of the Church and its expansion. He died on July 17, 855, and was buried in St. Peter's Basilica. His successor, Benedict III, would inherit a city that had been fortified, revitalized, and spiritually rearmed. In the centuries that followed, Leo IV was canonized as a saint, with his feast day celebrated on July 17. He is remembered not only as a builder of walls and churches, but as a builder of resilience, unity, and papal strength. Today, in an era where the interplay between faith, politics, and leadership remains as contested as ever, Pope Leo IV offers a timeless model of moral courage and pragmatic action. He did not shy away from the harsh realities of the world. Instead, he confronted them through stone and sword, prayer and policy. His life reminds us that spiritual leadership, when rooted in vision and courage, can reshape not only hearts, but history. From the smoldering ashes of Saracen invasion, Leo IV forged a new Rome, one not just of relics and rituals, but of walls that held fast, alliances that held firm, and a church that would endure. In doing so, he helped define the very idea of the medieval papacy, not as a passive custodian of doctrine, but as an active defender of the Christian world. And so, across the centuries, as pilgrims gaze upon the Leonine walls, or stand beneath the grand dome of St. Peter's, they unknowingly walk in the footsteps of a pope who did not retreat in fear, but who stood his ground and built it brick by brick. While a warrior pope in spirit, Leo was equally committed to the spiritual and administrative strengthening of the Church. He convened multiple synods, including a major one in Rome in 850, where he addressed ecclesiastical discipline, the conduct of clergy, and the defense of orthodoxy. It was at this synod that he crowned Louis II, son of Emperor Lothair I, as co-emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, a clear signal that the pope, not merely the emperor, wielded decisive authority in Christendom. This coronation reinforced the growing idea that papal authority could legitimate imperial power, not merely bless it after the fact. This intertwining of spiritual and temporal leadership marked a turning point in the development of the medieval papacy. Under Leo IV, the Roman See expanded its diplomatic reach, receiving foreign dignitaries and pilgrims from across Europe. Among them was Ethelwulf, King of Wessex, who visited Leo in Rome around 855 with his young son Alfred, the future King Alfred the Great. Leo reportedly blessed and confirmed Alfred, further linking the English Church with the Roman See. These gestures, while symbolic, bolstered the Pope's image as the spiritual father of all Christian rulers, not just those within the crumbling Carolingian realm. Legends quickly grew around Leo's sanctity and miraculous powers. One tale tells of a great fire that broke out in the Borgo, the district near St. Peter's Basilica. As the flames threatened to engulf the neighborhood, Leo reportedly went to the site and made the sign of the cross. The fire, according to tradition, ceased immediately. While historians debate the factual basis of the event, its inclusion in frescoes and later chronicles reinforced Leo's image as a divinely protected leader, one whose faith had tangible power in the physical world. Leo IV's papacy, lasting from 847 to 855, would be defined by a singular focus: the physical and spiritual defense of Rome. His first priority was the restoration of the churches damaged by the Saracens. He ordered the immediate rebuilding and embellishment of the venerable basilicas of St. Peter, St. Paul outside the walls, and St. Lawrence. These projects were not only acts of repair but declarations of defiance. Rome, and by extension Christianity, would not be cowed. But Pope Leo understood that beauty alone was not enough. Rome had to be protected. In one of the most ambitious urban projects of the Middle Ages, he commissioned the construction of a massive new wall to enclose the Vatican Hill. Known as the Leonine Wall, this fortification would stretch for over 3 kilometers with fortified towers and iron gates. It took just 4 years to complete, an astonishing feat for the 9th century, and transformed the unprotected area around St. Peter's into a secure, walled city known as the Civitas Leonina or Leonine City. This act of urban defense was both literal and symbolic. It signified a papacy willing to act as Rome's secular guardian, not just its spiritual shepherd. Leo's leadership was not confined to construction. He understood the need for alliances, both military and ecclesiastical. In 849, when the Saracens mounted another naval expedition against central Italy, Leo organized a coalition of Christian maritime cities: Naples, Amalfi, and Gaeta. Their fleets met the Saracen ships off the coast of Ostia. The resulting battle was a remarkable success for the Christians, not only due to military prowess but, as chroniclers insisted, divine intervention. A sudden storm scattered the Muslim fleet, ensuring a decisive victory. This triumph was later immortalized in Raphael's fresco The Battle of Ostia, a visual homage to Leo's role in preserving Rome.